Hello, now I want to tell you a little bit about my Grandpa Helmer's story of Bellsnickle. Bellsnickle is real. Once upon a time, a long, long time ago, when Grandma Gigi was a very little girl, my Grandpa John told me the wonderful story of Bellsnickle. This is the story I remember. Bellsnickle is a jolly elf that lives at the North Pole with Santa, Mrs. Claus, and all the other elves, and he is Santa's best friend. Santa is also an elf, but he's a little bigger than Bellsnickle. This little elf Bellsnickle is like the manager of Santa's vast toy company and keeps everything running smoothly. One of the most important jobs that Santa has given Bellsnickle is to watch over all the children in the world and keep a good and a bad list. We all know about the list. I can still remember my mommy and daddy telling me to be good because Santa or the elves were watching. I never wanted my name on that bad list. Bellsnickle began being the head of the elf at the North Pole, has many magical ways, and it is because of him that Santa is able to deliver so many presents at Christmas all around the world. You see, Bellsnickle always carries with him a pouch of snickle dust. This is a very special magical powder that Santa and Bellsnickle use quite often. Perhaps you have wondered how Santa can carry all these presents in such a small sleigh. Well, with a tiny sprinkle of snickle dust, the gifts turn very, very, very small, and they all fit in the sleigh. Bellsnickle always travels with Santa on the magical Christmas Eve sleigh trip. He tosses a little dust in the air, blinks his eyes, and a few seconds later they can travel from the north to the south, the east to the west, and all around the world. But I'm getting ahead of myself. What happens first is that while Santa and the elves are busy all year making toys at the North Pole, Bellsnickle travels all over the universe, peeking into every little corner of the world, checking on little children. Bellsnickle takes his responsibility very seriously. Come Christmas time, if we have been very, very good, we might be lucky enough to be on Bellsnickle's special list. That means that not only do we get wonderful presents from Santa, we also might get a special prize from Bellsnickle. Only a few extra good boys and girls ever get a special prize. When I was a little girl, if I was being good all year long, I would get one of Bellsnickle's special gifts. When my own dear children were young, they also looked forward to one of the treasured gifts from the wonderful, dear, sweet elf. My little daughter Erin was so good that she almost always got one of Bellsnickle's gifts. In fact, even to this day, at Christmas time, Erin still receives a gift from the jolly little elf. I think the reason Bellsnickle is so close to my family is because he and Grandpa Helmer became good friends through the years. I was born in 1941, and a couple of years later, Grandpa said there was a huge shortage of wood. This was probably because our country was in a war. Well, Bellsnickle knew Grandpa was a carpenter, and he paid him a visit a few months before Christmas. It seems they were unable to have a full supply of children's sleighs and dollhouses. Grandpa had plenty of extra wood, and not only did he give some to Santa and Bellsnickle, he also helped them catch up by making some of the toys. I was lucky enough to get one of those dollhouses that Grandpa made. This was a tremendous help to the North Pole and toy stores, and Santa and Bellsnickle never forgot Grandpa's kindness. Christmas is a wonderful time of the year, with good cheer, warm feelings to spread, and each other. We need to show kindness all year, not just at holiday time. Now that my grandchildren are coming along, I'm hoping they carry on the tradition of our family on all the special holidays. They have to remember Bellsnickle is watching them.